Welcome back, everyone, of course, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant, of course, for November 17th. We're hopping in here toward our next quarterfinal matchup. We just witnessed an insane CTF on Arden Forest, of course, between Enigma 6 and Saga. But now we're heading into some hardpoint, of course, like I said, taking place between Rise Nation and AKA TheSquadddd. Squad, of course, consisting of TuPac, ThuGLorD, aBeZy, Perplexed, and VeXeD. Guys that you most likely have heard from, whether it comes in past LAN tournaments or maybe even in the online scene. Of course, TuPac and aBeZy more known for their online play as of recent, trying to get their wits when it comes down to respawn. And have teamed up with Perplexed and VeXeD, of course, players who have kind of roamed throughout the Call of Duty scene ever since Ghosts, whether they've played on the old Center team back in AW, along with like TJHaLy and Hook. They have been on quite a few main stages and are now teaming up with this group overall, and it should be a pretty interesting team to be watching heading into the World War II season. Recently have formed, as most people do know on the opposite end, you do have Rise Nation, recent addition being TJHaLy in place of Facento, and they're looking to try and do some damage heading into World War II. And now looking on here, as it is just a small lead right now for the set of Rise Nation. Of course, rotation coming in here for Ruins. As shots coming in with the PPSHs left and right. FeLonY, TJHaLy, both with those, and AquA in the back. Of course, the man with the FG42. And I know this is a guy who's kind of flown under the radar quite a bit. Now, kind of throughout his entire Call of Duty career, whether starting off with TR back in AW, this guy has been the main slayer for TR, for whatever rosters you want to kind of input toward the end of Advanced Warfare, excuse me. Elevate, Rise Nation, any team that he's been on, this has been the guy who has kind of had that incredibly positive KD, being in the top 10 every single event, and hasn't really gotten the full notice that I feel like he really deserves just because of how talented he is with that big and main assault rifle role throughout most of the time. But still looking on here, trying to provide his team with, of course, that objective and kind of backside support. Currently sitting at 4-4 as Rise Nation looking to try and dolphin dive their way here inside of bunker, and it looks like TJHaLy planning himself down. 8-3 start for him as FeLonY starting to pick things up toward the backside, as he has full streaks, does TJ, and melting people with the mollies. FeLonY from above with the nade, and Perplexed can't really make a push, waiting for his teammates, and this is a very difficult, kind of position to be in, because of course he wants to kind of rush things. As 3 go down, and now TJHaLy's the last person alive, but he finds 2, finds 3, does TJ. 4th is just behind him. aBeZy will find that, but just as I start to say, here comes the push coming for the side of the squad. It's TJHaLy who silences with a huge 3-piece, but aBeZy is there for the pickup, which will guarantee his team the spawns for the time. So constant trades coming back, major plays from TJ. However, the final few seconds of scrap will be given toward the squad, and much needed at that. Nearly 100 points already given for Rise Nation, and we're not even at the end of the first set of rotations. These are, of course, heading in here toward East Road. One that you can definitely lock down, and to the naked eye, it doesn't really seem like a hill that can really be that heavily contested, but if you can kind of push people out toward that backside bridge, be kind of watching your angles either through Ruins or through Cabin, you could easily lock a team down, and this is what we're going to have to kind of see coming in from the squad. What push do they make, and how do they make something happen? TuPac is going to try to rush back here, but Loony actually has the worst time possible because his teammate drops. FeLonY drops in a huge power position. However, TJHaLy is coming in with the streaks and finding players just toward his side. 6 in a row for TJ. 18-5, 19-5 right now for TJ. Doubling up on streaks, has also earned the glide bomb. And he's the reason why Rise Nation is playing the way that they are. The reason why they have the lead that they currently possess. And the reason why the squad is dying for air. He's going to rotate back here toward Cave. Of course, TJHaLy being aware of such. 20-6 now. Has the glide bomb in his back pocket. Spots TuPac, ThuGLorD through Fire Alley. Decides to go here for the last second contention. Of course, aBeZy's teammate TuPac was there for the cleanup. It is now Loony locking down some seconds for a moment. But of course, as we do kind of reset ourselves, you have to be keeping in mind that TJHaLy is literally triple positive. The man is just absolutely going off. He's got a fighter pilot when he bends to use it. And he's absolutely given the set of Rise Nation a huge momentum boost. As many synonyms as I can use for the word huge. But just overall having a solid performance, to say the least, in this map 1. However, you got to keep in mind, only about 34 seconds down right now is the side of the squad. As if they can nail down this rotation, they could easily be back in this series. What seemed like a fantastic start from Rise and a great slaying performance toward the beginning. It's a lot more consistency when you look at that right side scorecard there for the squad, as aBeZy doing some damage with that SMG. Also has earned himself a Molotov, and if he can kind of catch out the spawns, get the awareness and known for his teammates, I was going to say he can start to lock down that backside alley, back tank rather, and at least cut off one point of view for a few seconds. And yes, that's exactly what's taking place, but here comes the fighter pilot, TJ, finding 2 big kills. I believe that was 4 down for a time, and just like that, they're going to completely take over the Ruins hardpoint, and we'll see how much time they can actually get out of this one as aBeZy falls, and Perplexed most likely setting up for future hills, as it looks like they will be giving away those last few seconds. So streaks will save TJHaLy and co. from losing that lead. Looking on here is the push toward bunker. Perplexed holding a nice angle, but a pinch comes in there from Loony. Good overall communication from the side of Rise Nation. Of course, like I said, no time going to go the way of anyone for the last few seconds. It looks like a Molotov was used. TJHaLy still doing damage throughout the map as he's now reached, yet again, double positive activity. And FeLonY trying to hold that backside angle here. Back bunker. Nade comes through. Perfect use of it. And he's got the PPSH, trying to use it to the best of his ability. Let's actually take a look here at the side of the squad. How are they going to make this push forward? Because they have TJHaLy at the front line near that side bunker, constantly being a nuisance, as yet again he finds another 2 kills. And it's kind of like the first wave. They need to shut down the first wave. They're able to make that happen, thankfully, to aBeZy's kill. But then they have AquA. aBeZy being the one-man wrecking crew, but he drops. And just like that, thankfully, due to the spawns that Rise Nation possess, they yet again have plenty of players toward that bunker side. So that's the issue when it comes into Arden Forest and trying to take out the players on bunker, is that they immediately spawn right behind that hard point. It can get back in the hill within about 4 or 5 seconds after dying. And along with the strong performance from TJHaLy, that front line has been one that has not been easily broken. He's looking forward, AquA doing some damage with an FG42. Finds 2, nearly finds the 3rd on Vex. That's an early kind of shield being withered away if you're in Rise Nation's point of view, just because, of course, we talked about that East Road hardpoint could definitely be one where you can lock quite a few seconds down. That's what we saw the squad be able to do quite a bit. And right now, Rise Nation just limiting. TJHaLy holding down this lane by himself, and no seconds really being awarded to them. As Perplexed is able to drop at least 1 for the time being. Contention still going through, and right now it is just all about the squad trying to get any time possible, because Rise Nation is just absolutely flooding them. And TJHaLy yet again is getting closer toward another fighter pilot, another glide bomb, and just more and more kills. And it is currently 222 to 103. VeXeD on that rotation inside a cave. Actually takes a few shots into his teammate. Loony tosses out that Molotov, which is an easy kill for him. And well, they are finding kills at times is the side of the squad, and they have had some good moments. It's just all been about that backside bunker. This is the reason why. And honestly, Rise Nation's playing a little bit better. If you take out bunker, you just imagine if it was all even. Rise Nation's obviously playing a little bit better. You obviously take a look at that. You can clearly see that's the case. But really, it's just overall the great communication that you can definitely see coming out of the side of Rise Nation. They just have the team pushes set up. They know which line sites to be kind of holding and which players that kind of need to be in that front line. And looking on as aBeZy falls, the last few seconds are coming in. The Molotov's locking things down, and TJHaLy, we have to in and out with him. Has a fantastic performance in this map number 1, as this one gets closed out 250 to, I believe that was 111. And you can just see here, a one-man wrecking crew. This is with the push that we talked about early on in bunker, the first side rotations, where he finds just a number of different kills that gave Rise Nation the early edge that propelled them to having the lead throughout the rest of this map. Ends out 38-17. This is why Rise Nation added this young gun in TJHaLy back into their roster, just because of the fact, of course, he did have issues, of course, being in the under 18. After Advanced Warfare obviously hit, didn't have an opportunity to play along with guys like Hook, along with guys like Temp, didn't really have that opportunity. And now back in the competitive scene and obviously slaying out when it comes down to Arden Forest. You do not want to meet that man when he has an FG42 in his hands. Of course, how will Map 2 play out? How will London Docks on Search and Destroy take place? Rise Nation in past has typically been known for being a stronger Search and Destroy team. TJHaLy as well, known for his Search and Destroy play. But if we know anything about guys like VeXeD, guys like aBeZy, and guys especially like ThuGLorD, we know how strong they are in Search and Destroy. That is their playground. And can they force the Map 3? We'll find that out when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, of course, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant. We're sitting in here in our quarterfinal matchup taking place between Rise Nation and TheSquadddd, as we are heading in here toward map number 2. Map 1 going the way of Rise Nation as they won that one on Arden Forest, 250 to just 111. But, of course, focusing our attention now, of course, in best of threes. If TheSquadddd were to lose this one, they'd be out of the tournament, as they've already dropped 2 players. A near bomb plant for VeXeD ends up happening and equaling out to a nade. As the immediate 2 versus 4, bomb is down. FeLonY knows about it and is quite literally staring at it. Perplexed has to make a play happen. Some shaky shots, but it equals out to 1 regardless. Goes for the pre-fire, and FeLonY's just happy to stay on that bomb. And 2Pac needs to make a play, and it's really all about the information that Perplexed can try and give him. As Perplexed shuts down 1, that one going to be on FeLonY. TJHaLy from a long range. And 2Pac able to shut down 1 there on TJHaLy. 1 versus 1. 20 seconds left in the M19 in the back pocket of 2Pac when he vends to use it, as Loony lingering here in mid-street. Has the nade, of course, cooking it, being aware that a push can be made. And yes, it will be a kill for 2Pac as the 2 versus 4 in round 1 will take place. As you talk about momentum, TheSquadddd definitely found it there. And you got to keep in mind as well, previous teammates. I talked about in the last series how we had General facing off against, of course, what was it? Royalty and Proto. You've also got to keep in mind that 3 out of the 4 of these players who are in this, or 3 out of the 8 of the players who are in the lobby right now, are actually on the team as well. TJHaLy along with VeXeD and Perplexed back on Stunner and AW. They've got some history. They've got some chemistry potentially. Not really chemistry anymore, but you know, but still looking on. Massive momentum there has got to be gained if you are TheSquadddd, and Rise Nation trying to silence that as much as possible. Loony with that bomb here, actually toward that A site. This is one on London Docks where you can actually see both sites be attacked. As AquA just comes out with the pistol shots there. The machine pistol is deadly. And 2Pac, unfortunately, will feel the grim inside the bottom of the docks. So go for a float, potentially. As TJHaLy, right place, right time, just happens to peek around and sees his teammate and says, where exactly does he have to be? Actually, just happened to be toward my back left. Thank you, Loony, for the call-out. I think I see the trust the process emblem there, of course. Shout out to the 76ers. I respect it. TJHaLy, big sports fan. And TJHaLy as well is 4-1. The man, what? I forget how many kills he dropped in map 2, or map 1, excuse me, on Arden Forest, and he was just absolutely decimating. The great side peek to potentially find another. This man just knows how to play, and I think he's incredibly excited and very eager, I think, more than ever, to really want to kind of prove himself in the Call of Duty esports scene. Of course, kind of getting on already a very talented Rise Nation lineup. And not the greatest time to kind of talk about him, as the side of TheSquadddd will just kind of take over this round and kind of let Rise Nation come to them. As VeXeD will come for the pickup, and a nice little gold bar there. I respect it. I also have the gold bar. Gotta shout that out. I've been playing some Call of Duty. I've been grinding my AR, the bar for the most part, and my Car 98K. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. World War II, the grind has been a lot of fun. And of course, like I said, speaking on the grind, both these teams have been playing, I'd imagine, many, many matches, trying to learn as much about the game as possible, whether it comes into massive online tournaments, being 2Ks, or even being LAN tournaments that are coming up. Insights early is huge, especially when it comes into seeding for tournaments. And, of course, diving back in here toward a round number 4, as I believe we just saw aBeZy go for the Dolphin dive just on the side of FeLonY's perspective there. It is a 2 versus 2, and FeLonY tossing out that nade to go for the bait. He will grab assistance there from TJ. Now 6-2, and TJ happens to get shut down there. aBeZy is able to stay alive for the time being, but coming from the skies, jumping off the porch, is Mr. Tyler Fellow, quite literally stealing the round away as he goes for the jump shot. The PPSH there from Fellow is just way too strong, as it will now be 2-2, but we definitely have to be focusing on TJHaLy for the moment. 6-3, it would be a crime to not be on board with this man and see what he's doing, especially when it comes into these defensive rounds. Last time, we ended up seeing the side of the squad completely destroy, kind of letting the side of Rise Nation come to them. And this early engagement that could be taking place from FeLonY is huge. And 2 lining up here for TJ, spots 1, or at least picks off 1, rather. And now if you are in the squad's perspective, Tupac has the bomb in hand. You just lost another member in Perplexed, and really at this point you're waiting for aBeZy to try and make a play. If he can shut down 1 from the flank, that'd be big. And he's also rocking Inconspicuous as his combat training. Pretty interesting thing to be seeing rocked. Not rocking Primed. It's going to take less flinch and of course add an extra attachment. Not even really using Hunker either, as the Molotov will light up this bomb site, and Tupac with it. As aBeZy on the other end also tossed out a Molotov of his own and shut down FeLonY, but 3 more players left in his view. Challenging 1 on mid-statue, and he can't get that gunfight in his way, as it will be the side of Rise Nation taking advantage. They'll be up 3-2, and at this point you're thinking, squad, you've got to win the rounds here that are coming up. You can't let any excess rounds go away. You can't die in those first bloods and allow little ones to kind of pass you by, because if so, you're out of the tournament. Your progression already to the quarterfinals has been impressive, but you don't want to be falling before you get to the money. As aBeZy and co have got to get some momentum, got to get some rounds under their belt to kind of have a stable lead, because if you have any mistakes, Rise Nation will absolutely run with them. An immediate 2 versus 4. The 1v1 engagement's absolutely massive. But again, another response. Bomb going down, and Tupac fighting 1 with the M19. Bomb is planted. And AquA just happens to be toward the opposite side there on box. And it's going to be a spottage there for Tupac. Now it's up to FeLonY. He also falls as well. Tupac and VeXeD get it done here in a 2 versus 4 situation yet again. As when the clutches are needed for the squad, they're found. As in 3 rounds that they have won, 2 of them have come in 2 versus 4 clutches. And you've got to imagine, if you're Rise Nation, you should easily be up about, what, 5-1 now? Ones you can't let slip away. TJ still playing incredibly sound. Currently double positive. And does spot Tupac from range. Of course, still rocking at the M19. Interesting to see him, of course, rocking with this sniper rifle. Most professional players, or competitors rather, than to go with the Kar 98K. But M19 has more of a typical sniper feel. Doesn't have as fast of a overall speed when you obviously shoot it. Doesn't have as high of a sensitivity. Still looking on here, of course, as VeXeD gets dropped. Yet again, another first blood going in favor of Rise Nation. However, you're the squad. Of course, you've already won countless 2 versus 4s already. Maybe it would be a sound strategy for them to maybe sacrifice a team member. And it looks like aBeZy will be that sacrifice. Tupac up close. Misses the sniper shot, and who wouldn't? As FeLonY finds 2. TJHaLy getting picked off through mid-box, and it looks like Perplexed trying to stay alive. Goes for the AquA challenge. This is going to be plenty of time for a defuse. AquA going to hand that one off to his teammate FeLonY, as he's going to grab this and only be about 100 points away from that Molotov. They will take the advantage, or excuse me, actually going to grab the Molotov there. Apologies for that. But still, a round advantage, streaks earned. And we'll see how Rise Nation can do now that they are in the driver's seat, as it really has been the story of the First Bloods. And this is the thing that I've been seeing with, kind of known and, kind of fastened pro teams compared to whether it's been, very top-level AM teams or just top competitive teams, or kind of teams that are just right below that competitive kind of, definition, has been the early nades, has been the kind of early frags. The First Bloods are just so crucial, and it's been a massive difference that I've been noticing Because normally you'll see a matchup where, kind of the first bloods go back and forth and, kind of equals out to an even match, but just one team happens to get the overall advantage because, like I said, they're 1v1 play. But so far, really what's been setting apart, at least in my opinion, the top-level pro teams compared to everyone else has just been their knowledge of where to find these early engagements, along with their ability to already have that strong slaying potential. It's really just been an issue for a lot of these kind of teams, and I'm not sure if that's just overall practice or dedication that the pro teams are used to having. But the first bloods are crucial, and that just goes to show in Search and Destroy that, at least for the competitive teams for right now, as it will be no players who drop in this round for Rise Nation, it just goes to show that their dedication, without question, is there for right now. You can see AquA, of course, picking up Tupac, as it will now be 5 rounds to 3 on overall series point now. Is Rise Nation from advancing themselves to the semifinal? And of course, heading in here to round number 9. VeXeD tossing at that early nade. Could find one on Loony, but it looks like FeLonY on the opposite end will find the first blood yet again. The nade's running through, and VeXeD is going to drop. That one coming in from AquA. Perplexed falls, and now it's left up yet again, excuse me, to Tupac. 1 versus 4, and he's found 2. Waiting to toss that nade. He's just daring someone to challenge him. But a challenge is getting ready to happen. Shuts one down on TJHaLy as well. Has the Molotov. Can he pick him up as the thing? Taking damage is Loony. And this is at one point where you really don't want to be on fire if you're in Loony's case. Tupac. FG42 at range. For the 1 versus 4. Can he make this happen? Loony just trying to stay up. He feels the fire. He feels the pressure coming through. But Tupac has to grab that bomb in the overall scheme of things. Unless he can shut down Loony, he has to get that bomb planted. And Loony making a full run around the map. And just going to play on this B site. Very smart play here. Coming in from him. And if you are in Tupac's point of view, you of course have kind of halved the map. Kind of set the map in 2. And he should be good for the plant. And we'll see what the call is here from Loony. Which angle do you choose? And Tupac could be playing the advantage of a 50-50, but also has to keep in mind of that dock side. As he does jump down. What's the play call from Loony? Spots the head of Tupac, and at the same time, a great reaction coming in from him, having to wrap back around. And this is why the docks is incredibly important, because you can easily escape out of a fight that wasn't meant to go your way, but jumping on that ladder, he could sacrifice himself, and not a whole lot of time left, and does spot the head of Loony, just winning around the time, the FG42, and Loony doesn't even know where he's at. There should be a clutch for Tupac. Loony's here, going for the challenge, and yes, it will be a 1 versus 4 for Tupac. What an insane play, as time after time, 2 versus 4, 1 versus 4. The squad is clutching these out. And somehow they're doing these. I don't know. I don't understand how it's happening. And to think that in 3 out of the 4 rounds that they have, it's either been a 2 versus 4 or 1v4 clutch. Insane things to think about. Rise Nation, you can't let this one slide. As it will be VeXeD who finds the first blood onto FeLonY. Loony trying to get that plant down quick, and he should be able to get this one down unscathed. But aBeZy waiting just around the corner with that SMG. He's ready to go, and he's waiting for Perplex to give the call that backside is open. However, AquA is running back there. The team push comes in, finds TJHaLy. aBeZy makes it inside and is trying to shut down Loony. Can he find this kill? Yes, it's going to happen. All 4 players drop, and we are going to be seeing a round 11 get forced here from the squad as they get this one done, and a great retake coming in here on that 10 bomb site, and good overall patience from aBeZy to kind of be aware of his teammate toward the back lines. They make the call out. They realize the AquA is in the back. The team shots come forward, and now they found themselves here in a round 11. Despite TJ at 11 kills, despite FeLonY at 10 himself, 2 players dropping at double figures. Here come the streaks from Tupac. Got to keep in mind that he has earned those. He's currently 9-5. Not going to find anyone, but aBeZy does. aBeZy finds someone going for the early rush. I believe that was either through underground or through coal room. TJHaLy getting ready to round the corner. Does not expect this person to be behind. And yes, he falls. And now it's up to FeLonY. A 1 versus 4. We've seen it happen, but on the opposite end. And yes, it will be TheSquadddd who does it. They make the comeback happen. They win 2 2 versus 4s. And in the most dramatic fashion possible, one of the most insane and crazy plays in Call of Duty history, a 1 versus 4 for that man there, ThuGLorD, the search and destroy master himself, gets it done. And he closes it out there for the side of the squad as we are set on track for a map number 3. That one going to be CTF on Arden Forest. Very excited about that one to see how it does play out. And also, got to keep in mind, got to be wary of the squad here. Now that we kind of focus our attention away from search and destroy, Rise Nation, they have been in plays like this in the past. They've been in situations where they've been down in major tournaments, not just online tournaments where the lights are on them, the crowd is yelling, the crowd is screaming, and they're used to kind of being in this position. So with that in mind, I would imagine that map number 2, while it is a little bit tilting, it isn't really going to affect them, at least as I would think, that much when it comes into map number 3. And CTF is definitely going to be a little bit interesting because when it comes into pro teams, they're well practiced when it comes down to this particular mode. You've got 3 out of the 4 guys who have been teaming for a very long time on this roster. Of course, like I said, being Loony, AquA, and FeLonY. And, of course, TheSquadddd, this is a group who's recently kind of formed together again. Perplexed and VeXeD have now found each other on the same team, as of recent. VeXeD as well, kind of recently coming back to the competitive scene. They've played, when it comes into CTF, they've played in matches like this before. Of course, everyone remembers, some insane stunner, games in the past back in Advanced Warfare and whatnot, and even toward the latter parts of Ghost. But still, though, you've got kind of more of a team who's going to be a little unfamiliar when it comes into CTF, not necessarily nervous, but just not really knowing what to expect. And you have the veterans over here on the side of Rise Nation who've played in countless CTF matches, who have been, kind of in the situation before. But the question being, World War II, it plays different. There's still that level of question that does come into this map 3, especially with the momentum that you have to imagine is gained there from the squad. But guys, we're going to head to a commercial break. When we return, we've got map 3. Does Rise Nation move on, or do we see the momentum gained from the constant clutches from the squad rally them to winning a map 3 and progressing to the semifinal? We'll have that answer when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, of course, to the continued coverage here for the Prime $3,000 4v4 variant for November 17th. Fortunately, we do have a little bit of a reset, but that does give us an opportunity to kind of relive what has been an interesting series, to say the least, up until this point. Of course, we're currently in our quarterfinal matchup taking place between Rise Nation and TheSquadddd. Of course, Rise Nation consisting of Loony, AquA, FeLonY, and TJHaLy. You've also got TheSquadddd consisting of Perplexed, VeXeD, aBeZy, and ThuGLorD. Reason why I mentioned ThuGLorD's name last is that we actually have a pretty interesting clip to show you guys. We're actually going to roll the replay quick and have a little bit of a moment that took place there in map number 2. Of course, this was Search and Destroy on London Docks. And obviously, as you can see, 1 versus 4 here for Tupac. Shuts down 1 on Fellow. Finds another head glitch there onto AquA. And then has a little bit of a greeting, a nade at hand, as the nice turn on here shuts down TJHaLy. And of course, as time did take place, he would, in fact, find the 1 versus 4 here, played the time well, and gave a massive momentum boost toward the side of the squad as they end up forcing it back to a round 11 and clutch that one out to make themselves present here in our map number 3, which is taking place here on CTF for Arden Forest. I believe the map is loading up. We should be good to go. And this one should be interesting. We've witnessed, actually in our last series between E6 and Saga, a very interesting final few plays on this map. It's really about trading. And honestly, if you are on the side of the squad, it's going to be difficult to kind of force out those players who are spawning back bunker because of that quick spawn back that you'll have. It's really when you're spawning on Rise Nation's side, you'll be spawning behind the flag. After about maybe a good 4 or 5 seconds, you're immediately back toward it. And with the cover that bunker can kind of provide, it can be difficult to really get a push forward. Constant waves of players to face off against. And we'll see how, at least for the first 5 minutes, that the squad can try and deal with it. Of course, you early saw those smokes coming out from Rise Nation, as they're fully well aware of the strategies needed to get the flag out. And currently looking at aBeZy's perspective, this guy has been ripping it up here with the PPSH up into this point. a nice reaction there on to TJ. Has some teammate support there. But as he drops just toward his left, and aBeZy can make it out here. Has to find the kill on AquA, but AquA is there. A massive pick-off there coming in from TJHaLy as he does stop the flag in its current position. And if you're TUPAC's point of view, it's hard to let that flag go to waste. It's hard to let it stay there as it will be recapped back. And go back towards spawn. It's hard to kind of watch that one fade away, but still on a spree, at least for the time. Only one bullet more needed for TUPAC to make it, I believe, what was that, 4 in a row? And at this back bridge position, you are going to see the squad play a little bit passive. The Molotov's coming out, utility being used. And it looks like at least double FG42s. Let's see what PRPLXD is actually rocking. He's got actually still 3 FG42s right now. If you are in the squad's position, of course, aBeZy, the only person rocking a PPSH, and TUPAC has to go big, shutting down one, but receiving some fire. And as long as he can stay alive, that's at least buying his team some time as far as the overall outcome. A great reaction there from aBeZy. Shuts down one, can't find the second, but the nade is home for VeXeD. He takes out Loony. We'll see if anyone is there. Is anyone on the flag? I don't believe anyone is near there except for maybe one, which is AquA. He gets picked off, and a successful hold will come in from the squad. As it was TUPAC who was in the back lines, had to stay alive with that FG. And while he does drop to TJHaLy when he had that pistol out, at least he bought some time. And I believe a great nade from, I believe that was VeXeD off spawn. Shut down Loony, he was going for that pull. So overall, a sweat off the brow situation if you're the squad, but so far in this series, you've lived off clutches. You've lived off those very close kind of last-second opportunities. So keeping that in mind as time does start to dwindle in this side number 1. Of course, if you're new to CTF, we do play 2 halves of 5 minutes. And after the first half, teams will swap sides. Speaking of swapping sides, aBeZy going from one into the other. Shuts down one and nearly found the second. And I, of course, mentioned him for the moment just because he was in such a big power position. If he shuts down those 2 players, and if they could have shut down AquA from this cabin position, they could have really advanced themselves. They could have maybe even found a flag pull. Of course, both teams playing fairly aggressive for the most part. Of course, we've seen Rise Nation kind of get their hands more on that flag. Whether it's been long or not, they've at least made more of an effort. Tossing out smokes yet again. As Loony drops on it. FeLonY could be here for the challenge, but it is one shot. And now we'll see the counter push be made. PRPLXD maybe doesn't wish he had an FG42 in this position. Kind of feels like you're really running with an LMG. Does spot the gun barrel. And the nice hip fire will find one. As we are seeing the squad trying to making their push here, coming in from road. And VeXeD being aware of the output that needs to be coming forward toward bunker. Receiving some pressure as now we'll see both the sides have to wrap back, but big kills coming in from Rise Nation on that opposite end. But it is aBeZy who finds 3. aBeZy finds 3 massive kills on a 5 spree. Is also going to grab the flag for his troubles. TUPAC trying to watch the angle coming in from AquA. aBeZy might literally have to do this quite by himself. The smoke comes through. A massive kill from TJHaLy as 3 go down. PRPLXD is not in a position to stop that flag, and it looks like AquA having to wrap back through. The flag gets returned, and now it's Rise Nation who are trying to make the effort forward. TUPAC on the opposite end has grabbed the flag back for his team. Kills going down, and I believe that one has been reset, so the kills come in from the squad. Rise Nation is down, but can TUPAC make it? I don't believe he's going to have enough time. And no, despite the last-ditch efforts, despite the overall aggressiveness and what a team fight that took place in, I believe, actually, no, I forgot. I totally forgot in CTF. You actually have overtime capabilities. Oh, my God. I totally forgot that you have the opportunity in CTF that once you've grabbed the flag, you have an extra minute of grace time. My apologies there, without question, as we'll see aBeZy's play. Finding 4. Huge play there from aBeZy. And, of course, it's my bad for calling out the incorrect thing at the end. As it was TUPAC, he was able to grab the flag and thought he was just doing that for a defensive effort, but in the end, it ends up being an offensive one. It's just at the narrowest of moments, we do see the squad grab a flag, and like I said, man, these guys thrive in those clutching situations. Of course, used to it in search and destroy. and doing it in multiple game modes as Loony gets away with the flag only for a moment and isn't able to stay alive. As you're seeing more passive play coming in from Rise Nation. Of course, everyone kind of playing a little bit more stale, kind of clearing out the base, and maybe being aware of a little bit more how difficult it is on this particular side. As it is going to be quite literally a grind to kind of get through these waves of players, these waves of the squad that they're going to have to face off against throughout this round. Is doing a good job at shutting them down in different sequences. Of course, coming back is perplexed, but 3 do drop. And TwoPack in the back lines does have that glide bomb in his back pocket. That is definitely something to mention, along with the fighter pilot, as he's going to tend to call this one in. We'll see how much damage it can do. Of course, every player from Rise Nation trying to take cover as he realizes that they're all inside a bunker, and the push is being made. They wait, actually, and TJHaLy trying to stay up. VeXeD is there for the cleanup. Everyone is falling, but it seems that thanks to those streaks, things could be staying alive, but no, the flag hasn't been returned. It isn't TheSquadddd who's able to get on that, and FeLonY is trying to play lead blocker. AquA receiving shots, and FeLonY continuing to destroy, shuts down aBeZy, and he could be good, but no, the massive nade comes in from VeXeD. I have no idea where that one came from, but it was definitely from downtown, and TwoPack on the opposite end has yet again grabbed the flag for his team when they need it the most. And he also has the glide bomb. You got to keep that in mind. He has the glide bomb. But player number 4, AquA, is here. He has made it past enemy lines, and he spots one. He gets dropped. And FeLonY receiving some shots. He has to stay alive here. PPSH versus aBeZy, and he's able to find it. A huge kill there from FeLonY will keep him alive. And now we're looking at a stalemate for the time being. As we have to keep on track here with both of these players. Is player number 6, aBeZy, trying to make an impact, shuts down AquA, tosses out, I believe that's a stun, yes. And he will fall. So full streaks from FeLonY. Glide bombs technically for both of them. As this is an interesting play because if you're in FeLonY, if you're in TwoPack's position, it's about waiting for your teammates to get that push up, as it is AquA who shuts down one on his teammate, along with finding another kill. When you call the streaks, and yes, they're happening now. Here it comes. TwoPack has to escape. Can he make it inside? Yes, he does. Makes it narrowly inside of bunker. And FeLonY might not be aware that TwoPack also has some streaks of his own. And here comes the fighter pilot. It's ripping him apart. And now it's VeXeD who has to watch over for the flag. Finds one, can't find the second. TJHaLy goes for the dolphin dive, and FeLonY will put that one in. This is why CTF on Boots in the Ground is one of my favorite game modes to watch for plays exactly like that. But you got to be keeping in mind, TwoPack didn't use the streaks. He didn't use the glide bomb. He honestly didn't really have the opportunity to do so. But he could be having another opportunity to make it happen. You watched how there were a number of different times, and Rise Nation is going to have to clean this one up with a minute 20. They're going to have to be aware of those pushes that could be coming in from that ruin side, because it's honestly been TwoPack who just been stomping his way through that particular point of view. And he's the reason why exactly that a flag is in for the squad. Not watching his back, isn't able to find that. And Loony might have found himself a lane. AquA trying to watch over him. The dolphin dives from Loony. Is anyone going to be here for the challenge? Let's take a look at the minimap. Here comes the glide bomb. Loony just running past the cabin. He will fall, and aBeZy on the opposite end has grabbed the flag. Player number 1, TJHaLy, will pick up for the one for Rise Nation. As we could be seeing another stalemate here. And here comes, I believe, the fighter pilot from someone. It's from FeLonY, from the skies. Can they find the return is the thing. I don't believe that they will, but here comes one. TwoPack grabbing the flag for the squad. As things are interesting. TwoPack trying to stay alive, as we're going to have to keep in mind the minimap, just because of the action that we can see toward the final few seconds. Can anyone make the push? And since both players do have the flag, I believe that we'll see 1 minute of overtime. And how does this one play out? A minute on the clock. Who can find the other? TJ in the back lines for Rise Nation. TwoPack in the back for, technically, a roster known as TheSquadddd. Shots coming in and a lot of pressure really being focused on the squad right now. Just trying to stay up, trying to stay alive. As you see for both teams, a lot of support, but right now it is the squad who has two kind of scouts in some cases, making the push, and aBeZy is one that you have to look out for. The PPSH in hand, but he drops, but Perplexed finds one. Can Perplexed make a play? No, he ends up falling, and the flag will be quickly grabbed from Rise Nation as they'll survive through that push. And looking on, it looks like we could be seeing a replay of CTF. Both these teams holding on, a last-second effort from Perplexed. ThuGLorD into his death. aBeZy drops as well. And just like that, we have a draw, ladies and gentlemen. A draw between both of these teams. CTF, it was an interesting one, and it's one that we get to see again. These two teams just too competitive for us, but they put on a show in that first CTF game, as I believe it looks like we have overtime. I have no idea. This is new to me. This is totally new to me. As I believe it's overtime CTF rules. First person who grabs the flag, it acts as a stopwatch. I'd imagine that happened. I honestly had no idea. I thought with overtime in the CTF, I had no idea, clearly. Apologies for not knowing, but it's been a joy to kind of learn it with all of you watching right now. But of course, as we do reflect on what has been an insane CTF game, you have to keep in mind the push and the overall fantastic plays from the squad. Granted, whether they win the CTF or not, they have been playing incredibly strong and kind of definitely holding up the title for guys who are kind of known for being online players or just search and destroy players. Definitely kind of proven that title for the World War II guys who have been trying, like I said, trying to make their name. Proving it in tournaments and proving it against different opponents. Rise Nation being their current one. But still looking on. No one yet to grab a flag. It's FeLonY. Does get greeted with the stun. We'll see how Rise Nation can try to push this one out here. It's player number 4, AquA. Hinting here toward back cabin. Could shut down aBeZy, but here's a Molotov to greet him. Feeling the flames, and AquA says it actually feels pretty nice. It's nice to feel the warmth here in the snow. But he's quickly met with some shots in the side coming in there from aBeZy. As like I said, this one is about trades. It's about getting map position over time. Both teams, of course, looking to try and do that. But taking a look at our right side scorecard for right now, seeing who the outliers kind of are for right now. Of course, you see FeLonY currently sitting at 25 and 20. AquA at 25 and 17. Yet again, being another big slayer that Rise Nation needs. Because Vex makes him pay just there. Speaking of Vex, currently 26 and 18, along with aBeZy 23 and 27. But right now, I'm really looking at ThuGLorD. Of course, you see the lesser-known engagements. That's just because of the position that he's playing for this team, kind of more of that back anchor role in CTF. But the big flag captures that he's had, or the big flag grabs, rather, is one. Speaking of that, is out for FeLonY. He's escaped. How long can he stay alive for? Does he have the teammate support? It's AquA. It's also Loony, who are finding big ones, but you got to keep in mind, VeXeD and Tupac still alive. VeXeD ends up falling, but here comes Tupac yet again. Can he make another massive stop for the team? Having two players in front of him, and Tupac finds both! He's going to escape for now, but it's AquA around the corner. He will finish him off. The Dolphin dive from AquA, and the flag is still out. Who can get there is the thing. aBeZy falls, and it will be Rise Nation. Can they make it here? Can they get it just in the nick of time? And yes, they narrowly get it. Perplexed was firing forward, but the Dolphin dive will come through for Rise, as they now will have the lead. And now with overtime rules, the squad has 2 minutes and 40 seconds or less to get a flag cap in. If at any point during this time that Rise Nation either holds them or scores a flag themselves, they do win the game. As what an insane CTF game this has been. And Loony trying to end this one out early, trying to spoil the party. Tosses out the smoke and should be good at least for the grab. Tupac finding two, so Loony's not going to have a whole lot of control, but maybe when he's finding kills like that. Shuts down one. And now looking on here, AquA in the back lines. If you're Rise Nation, do you park the bus or do we go for the rush? Of course, Loony was one to do that early. Ended up getting shut down. And Rise Nation is going to kind of be playing a lot more passive, and who wouldn't at this point in the game? Quite literally have to be worn out, I think it's fair to say. Long CTF match. Especially when you've got the lead, no reason to force it. Because right now, if you're thinking about it, the squad is permanently in a 1 versus 2 battle. They're obviously facing off against Rise Nation, but they're also facing off against the clock. And they have to play the time management well as we see aBeZy fly in toward Bunker, and FeLonY is playing aggressive. Finds 2, nearly finds the 3rd. Half the lobby is down. And it seems that Rise Nation off the respawn is playing strong still. They're not slowing things down. I thought that maybe they play passive, but they're still fighting. They're still playing competitive. They're still in the face of the squad constantly. As Perplex will dive there into a hole. It is aBeZy who's there for the pickup inside that crater. And with 3 down, you'd imagine there's probably maybe time for the side of the squad to get maybe one more push forward. As the team shots from Perplex and AquA will make one happen, they have to have good positioning. They have to be thinking carefully about every single moment that's left in this match. Perplexed falls, and 30 seconds remaining. You're going to see Rise Nation stack up. aBeZy falls. aBeZy, VeXeD, drops. And what can the squad do? They have 15 seconds remaining, and there's players in every single corner. Can Rise Nation close this one out? Is there any time for the squad to make a last-ditch effort? Can they make anything more happen? And no, it seems that it's not going to be possible. Rise Nation, it seems that they will win this very long CTF and will progress to the semifinal to face off against Saga, which is Royalty, Gunjar, Proto, and Exotic. But what an insane series that this was. One of probably my favorite CTFs that I've ever casted over, and probably one of the best so far in World War II. And you gotta hand it up for both of these teams for putting on a show, as this one ends out in a 2-1 score. Of course, you see a number of different outliers you'll be looking at. Of course, we talked about FeLonY, 32 and 25 for him. Of course, you see 1 cap along with 2 returns, excuse me. TJHaLy, the same scoreline, but with just a little bit more or less kills, but overall more score. And then from the side of the squad, aBeZy 26 and 36, VeX 28 and 24, and ThuGLorD, the man who nearly at the end made another flag grab, finishes off 26 and 22, 1 flag, 2 returns. As that one was an interesting one, to say the least. Of course, it will be Rise Nation who does move on. Unfortunately, we do wave goodbye toward the squad, as they do, and we'll say goodbye here in the quarterfinal matchup. But what one to watch is, like I said, it will be Rise Nation who will now face off against Saga in the semifinal. Of course, still receiving word as to how the other matches are taking place. But guys, if you want to see this series again, or want to see other matches from this series, feel free to go to our YouTube channel. We'll be having those VODs uploaded within the next day or so with all the matches that are taking place, where you can obviously find that one on UMG Events on YouTube to kind of be seeing all the matches that we have, of course, here on the stream nearly every day. But keeping in mind, we, of course, have matches to continue us out throughout the night here for the $3,000 4v4 variant. We also have a massive tournament tomorrow, the $10,000 Memorial Tournament. We're really looking forward to putting that one on for you guys. Of course, it will be myself here. Of course, like I said, live here in the UMG studio, joined by wonderful Matthew Poffoff, a.k.a. Burnsoff, will be here live in the studio to cast alongside me as we get to witness an insane $10,000 online tournament, which, of course, takes place tomorrow, as you guys do not want to miss that one, whether playing in it or, of course, watching it here on our Twitch channel. But guys, like I said, we're going to take a commercial break. More awesome matches to come. Can they live up to that last CTF? We'll see, as I look forward to obviously diving in more action with you guys. We'll be right back.